I
That's it.
I would totally like a series that's like 99% the pre-game prep.
Mhm.
The actual part of the collectible carding game that most people think about. The talking with friends, the talking about strategies, the picking up of new cards, the analysis of each card. Like, will this work in my deck? The tactical stuff. And then the games themselves are like, yep, we're done. Okay, bye.
Okay, so I wish that was how card games worked. The actual way it goes, that's if you're playing kitchen table. The actual way it goes is you sit down, you shuffle your deck. Some guy says, "Oh yeah, I'm playing red blue burn." They say, "Ah fuck, I lose," and you just leave.
Just get up and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Save
already
everyone
know
the
which.
fun.
Yeah, you
So
already know which
no,
deck's better.
you know what he says? He goes, well, technically, Omath and Oku are still legal in the versions that I'm playing. So
Okay.
okay, I'm out of here. Bye.
Well, you see, we're playing Legacy, right? Yeah, awesome. So here's my Oko deck.
I just want to interject. The guy then goes to go, why don't I get to hit someone? Why are you all running away? I just want to play my cool combo and be cool and everyone loves me. You are
And then
I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh!
suing this I'm suing this tournament for not letting me beat up people.
Okay,
And
so
then
what are we saying
Yu-Gi-Oh!
about
is
Yu-Gi-Oh?
someone flips a coin. If you call it right, you win. If you call it wrong, you lose.
Yeah, I like
That's
how
it.
Yu-Gi-Oh just hit Magic's 2002 level. Like Magic in 2002, the layout of the game was said to be shuffling was the early game, drawing and keeping your hand was mid game, and first turn was the end.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh right
Yu-Gi-Oh!
now, everyone just misses turn 3.
Yeah. It's spend 20 minutes setting up an unbreakable board and then hope your opponent can't break it. And if they
If they
break
can't,
it,
you've
they
already
win.
won.
If they can, they win. If they can't, you win. That's it.
Yu-Gi-Oh is
It's the
Yu-Gi-Oh
whole
is a
game.
broken, exploitable mess of a game.
Exactly.
Until now,
Anyway, kids, where do we even leave off? I think it was still in the inn.
Yeah, it was still early, like in the day. We got visited by three lovely ladies who aren't, malevolent in any way.
Whose charms you resisted, although your employer did not. Probably because he was a
Because
little
he's a
bit jealous.
It's not so much that Martha resisted them. It's just she's kind of working.
well, they were putting on just a little thick.
Listen, if I don't put it on a little thick, he'll just yell at me for not putting it on thick enough.
Also, Martha likes them
That's a
thick.
sex joke, by the way. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Penises.
Haha, dangly butts.
Dingle dongles. Marvelous. Point is, it's early in the morning. Did you forget that someone was going to come by early in the morning with a request?
Ah.
There's like a knocking at the tavern door. It think it's like bunked open by someone's shoe, and it's the hag you promised to do a service for.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
uh,
Hi.
wait, which one? Grandmother or young
Give me a
grandmother?
moment. I need to reduce your standing with Rahadin, because he's a fucking scrunched up man.
It's a weenie boy.
To be fair, you did you did tell him off.
Yeah. Well, he was being a weenie.
Morgantha's at the door. She's dragged her whole cart to the front door with her. You're pretty sure she could just leave it in the middle of the square, but I guess she doesn't trust the town people around here or something.
Yeah, it's the alchemist,
I
right?
would like to point out that this means that she dragged a pretty heavy-looking cart, like up several steps of an inn patio. I don't know about
That's
you. Have you ever dragged like a hot dog cart or a wheelbarrow like up several steps? It's not easy. You don't do that because you want to. Anyway, she's there and she holds in her hands a bundle of flowers. Flowers. Sorry,
fees.
I accidentally read flower as in the bag of dust.
Just go bake some bread. But
She holds a bouquet of flowers. No, she holds
I'll
a bouquet of flowers and waves it over at you.
I'll go over and greet her and be like, "Hello again. Nice to see you this morning."
You said you would do me a favor, didn't you?
I did. And what was our agreement?
You would do
What
me
will be?
you would do me a small favor. That was what you promised me.
Yeah.
God, I lost Morgantha's voice. Oh no. Well, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's grandma.
Oh dear. Well, you promised to do me a little favor, youngin. So here you go. I need you to take this over to a grave.
Sounds easy enough, but I will do so, in your honor.
She squints very hard at you as she waits for you to take it.
I
Something
grab the
tells me
flower.
there's more to this grave trip than meets the eye.
Isn't there always?
So what is the name of the grave you'd like to rest these upon?
Good, I was about to yell at you for not asking the name.
Oh, that would have been something one of us would have asked. On
That
the
would have
way
been
out.
something Claire would have done.
I mean,
Oh,
hey, we
that's-
put it on a grave.
Like,
That's all we
Oh,
were
see,
asked to do.
you just
See,
know.
that's how Claire would have done it.
She never emphasized, so mission accomplished.
Listen, we put it at a grave without names. So you can just imagine it's the right one.
Look, here's how our other team would have done it. Talon would have gotten halfway there and noticed he didn't ask. Claire would have probably said she can make a grave.
No, she would have asked if she could make a knowledge check to figure out which one it should be.
Notorious would have murdered somebody and put them in a hole.
Considering he's a druid, he probably would have duplicated the flowers until he had enough to cover every grave.
Oh my god, if he did that, that would be actually great because he'd always be right.
You can't blame. Hey, you can't blame me. I put a flower in every grave. Technically, mission complete. That's the
Got a
best
bet
kind
on
of
every
complete.
horse.
Character do Bella.
I mean, I think she kind of pawned it off on someone else, just being like, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's all about the spirit.
Yeah.
Her name is Carissa.
Anyway. The what?
Carissa.
Cover.
Keraerza. Don't make me
No
whap you
doubt.
with these flowers, Yam.
I wrote it down.
I will
The
let you
Archon
have it.
says from behind.
Good. And we will be on our way. Is there anything else you'd like us to do while we're at Carissa's grave? I don't know what you'd like anyway to do for a grave. I'd like to talk to it, but I don't know Carissa, so.
I just want you to deliver them to that grave, dear. Don't know what my
All
throat's up with, but it's being very smooth today. I can't do the little crackles. You need to be old.
Oh no. But
I don't want to lose my. God damn it! I can't do it anymore. No.
Oh no!
no.
Safi's lost the gift
Rudy's
The
got
trademark
gift-
grandma
like
voice is
gift
gone.
zone.
for like today.
Whenever anyone says the anything and it's a single syllable word, I always go give that word zone because fuck that chalk zone song stuck in my head.
Oh god, not Talk Zone. Why is it now in my head?
Rudy's got the gift.
I hated that show so much.
I loved that show so much.
So the funny
No,
thing is, a lot of Americans complain about like screechy voices. The fun thing is, in Dutch, they're still squeaky voices, but they're tolerable. So a lot of those shows got dampened a lot by the dubbing.
I think some of it is because of the way that Dutch sounds. The squeakiness has to sort of tone a little.
To be fair, when you say the guttural sound, yes, your voice by definition is going to sound a bit groofer.
That's what I was thinking.
But Delilah, Cruxus, would you like to join me in this cemetery excursion, or
Deliver some flowers.
just a little short jaunt to the cemetery?
I have literally nothing else planned today.
Well, to be fair, you do need to help your boss figure out, what to get for Strahd. Maybe get him a nice gift. Maybe figure out what he likes.
I still have 5 more days before I can practice being a lawyer in this town.
I don't know if being legal is going to help you with Strahd, but I like your gumption.
Hey, I get to know all the laws.
Given that he's the law, it's kind of.
Also,
The gang goes to
Alright.
church.
onward, I guess, if no one has any.
If we're going to a church, I'm definitely going. It's like literally my thing.
Making your way downtown, your way downtown, your way downtown.
But it's uptown.
Zero.
I'll be honest though, I look at this map and I see the church, and all I can think about is the church looks so much bigger in the actual map, or it looks different. There's something about the roofing that just doesn't align with what the church looks like, you know? Because let me just pull up the scene so we can all see it. But the you'll be here in a second. The roofing is like. Okay, let me just make sure that you can all see this. I think this map doesn't have any line of sight associated. Okay, it does. Okay, cool. But the roofing is like this line, and then two lines parallel come out of it, right? But when you look at the house itself, it's more like this large section, which that's fine. But I don't know why there's two parallel roofs, like a fucking V bottleneck, which you think they wouldn't do on a building, that sits over the central walkway leading to the church chapel. It gets me. There's something about that that makes me go, hmm. Because, like here, right here, under that is the central walkway leading to the chapel itself. Why would you put it there? I don't know. It just gets me. Sorry. Point is, you make your way over to church, making your way over to the back. Let me look up and see if there's any cool descriptions that I can steal from the Village of Barovia section. Cool. I really love that the index for this is so amazingly expansive. Is there nothing here? Bet you $5 it doesn't even have a section that's like, this is what the graveyard is. Ho ho. Nope. There are no sections describing the graveyard because they don't expect you to go there, probably. Oh no, wait, it's E6. Nice. Whoops. Whoops. Cool. The graveyard is surrounded on all sides by a wrought iron fence. There seems to be flakes of metal coming off of it. The central gate that sits right beside the church has been opened. The passageway allows you to go right through. There are many... Gosh, what are they called? There are those large things that you store urns in. Mausoleums are also here. Lots of tombstones. They're all neatly organized. Like someone put in the effort. There's a lot of elevation change as well, because they built the mausoleums over ground and then just dirted it up afterwards. It's very weird looking. You also, in the distance, see Doru with a big old shovel, maintaining the grounds.
Well, as I walk to cemetery, like, if he acknowledges me, I'll give him a nod. If not, I should probably go up to him to find the headstone, because searching may take a while. So,
Yeah,
I'll
keep
give you
in
and
mind
his shovel.
where it is.
You approach this fine gentleman. You notice that he seems to be talking to himself. Maybe he's conversing with the spirits. You sure you want to interrupt him?
I mean, I'll probably wait until he's done.
I mean, I'm definitely going to eavesdrop on what he's saying.
I am not, for this is his private affairs. It is
I
not
mean,
my place to engage.
I'd probably also be listening, to be honest.
Torvis is going and Crucius is actually going and looking for the
Cool.
proper tombstone.
Cool. There are plenty of tombstones around, so you're going to be at it for a bit. Even though they're all clean. Takes a bit to read all these tombstones, check them out, make sure that mausoleum names are all clear.
Probably takes
I mean, I
twice
only
as
have to
long as
check-
Pritch praying at everyone.
No, I don't have to do that. I prayed already.
Cool. Cool. Well, if we had an investigation skill, this would be it. But we only have perception, so roll that for me, buckaroo. In the meantime, the guys who are waiting for Doru to clean up, let's just say that an hour later, he's still at it. Like,
10. Wait, that's because I'm on the party token.
yes, the party token once more takes your checks for you. And the party
Let me open
token
my
is not
sheet so
paying
I can do it
attention.
there.
I think there's a
Thank you,
delightful.
party token.
I think there's a good irony that you roll perception on the party token, and it rolls low because it's shit because you're not supposed to roll with it in the first place. There's a beautiful irony there. Marvelous. Working your way around the graveyard, it takes a while. You're way downhill.
Take some time.
Anyway, guys who have been waiting for an hour, do you want to do anything? Because it takes a while.
He's talking to himself for an hour?
Yeah,
Or...
he seems to be taking a while with this.
well, if it took too long, now I'm just gonna step up and be like, "Excuse me, Daru, we're oh wait, no, I gotta be quiet. We're here to find a gravestone."
Who had the flowers again?
Huh? I believe I did. Unless...
Yeah, I'm just looking.
As you approach, you can tell that Doru isn't actually talking to himself. He's reciting from a small prayer booklet.
Cool.
Did you forget that his father was training him to become a priest?
Well, I mean, then he wouldn't mind helping us find the headstone. Uh,
He also seems to be very busy, like cleaning up a grave meticulously is a reverend job. Also, it's a small area that he works in, not like one to stone. It takes a while to clean up all the grass, cut it nice and trim, make sure all the plants that are growing over the stones are gone, giving it a good scrub-a-dub. Hell, he already seems to know the create water cantrip, so that makes everything a lot easier.
excuse me,
Mm,
Daru. Uh, do you happen to know where a Cariza was laid to rest? Cariza? Yeah.
Kurza. If you give me a moment, I need to figure out what his voice is. Doru. I do love a good time. There we go. Well, I can show you where they are. Any reason you want to visit them, though? They're like all the way in the back.
We've been asked to by one of the pie lady. She wanted us to deliver flowers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know my dad would like that. He doesn't like Morgantha very much. He hasn't quite told me yet, but he says that when I'm ready to learn, he'll tell me.
Yeah, well, in the matters of the dead, no one really cares about, discrepancies anymore. So, I mean, we're just here to impart our, you know, gifts for her because she's not allowed to, apparently, if your father doesn't like her.
All right, well, I'll show you then. Seems fair enough to me.
Yep.
He leaves his tools behind and takes you along, and after a moment, you run into Cruxius, who's probably like sitting there tapping his foot when he saw you approach.
Cruz just has boobs.
Boobers. Well then, Crucius, there they come. Took them long enough.
I have been waiting for 10 minutes.
Well, we
You
didn't want
could
to
have come
interrupt.
over and got us.
I would lose track of which one it was. This place is large.
I mean, this map, by the way, is not descriptive, and it is like pretty large, yes. Compared to the average graveyard you visit, Well, I say you visit, but that makes it sound like you guys are at graveyards every other week.
I mean, I might. I do probably charity work at churches that
Dead
involve
people have lots of
graveyards.
laws to run through before they can go to the afterlife.
Probably.
Look,
Anyway,
you have
Yeah.
to fill out the right paperwork before you can reincarnate in China, so.
The Chinese government will find that they have no jurisdiction to stop that from happening.
They actually have that as a law, though.
Yeah, it's not really how that works. You can't have a law you can't enforce.
I know, they only did it so you could try to somehow force the Dalai Lama to reincarnate in China.
What kind of fucking petty government do you have that the only reason they do something is because they have a squabble with a man? Me
China.
slowly looking over to America.
Please, we have squabbles with more than just one man. Yes, squabbles with all of them.
Yeah, but the last 4 years, it's been very much concentrated on one man. Squabble, squabble. Your country's
Anyway.
dying. Marvelous. Anyway, Doro gives you a good luck with whatever you were here to do. Don't make a mess. Oh no. Bye.
Good day, and enjoy your book reading. Then I make my way to, I guess, where Cruxus and Curza are.
Well,
And-
it's your average modest tombstone, a bit of stone that got carved in. Nothing too fancy. None of those fancy pyramid-like cuts, that fancy tombstones have, where they have the engraving exactly be like 45-degree angles meeting together for a 90 in the center.
There are a couple of those in the local graveyard.
Yeah, this is just like someone had something to carve with, like just one level above. Someone just pasted a wooden sign to a stone, or just used wood. Just a mound of dirt. What do you do with these fine flowers? It's a fine bundle indeed.
Well, I will, place them down and be like, well, wherever you are, someone remembers you positively, so there's that.
Unless you hated these flowers.
That is a viable point.
Mind if I ask, how exactly is everyone standing in relative to each other? as you
Well,
put down this
I'm
I'm
bouquet of
probably a
mostly
couple.
white flowers.
well,
Mostly
I'm
white flowers.
I'm probably a couple paces behind once
I'm pretty
Martha
much
goes in.
in front
Yeah,
with Moonstone, just placing it
Cool.
there.
I'd say, yeah, I'd be standing by Cruxus,
Can everyone roll
just
a
letting
perception
Master
check?
put the thing.
And Shaska's by Crixus.
Can everyone roll a perception check?
Shit. How does
Aha!
no one get that right?
I did it right.
Oh wait, it's not in
Perception.
skills.
23.
Okay.
13.
The
Shashka
person who would be the
starts.
most distracted.
Shashka starts going bark bork, bjark bjork
Big boy.
towards Crucius standing in the back. Crucius
Uh-huh.
only catches a glimpse of it, but Delilah definitely sees it. Some sort of spectral figure or a person that was snuck up behind Crucius for just a minute. You can ask me any question you like about what this figure was doing, what they were standing, but like the uncertainty principle, you can only sense so much according to what you personally would first have eye for. When you suddenly hear the dog bark and you're like, what?
Well, like, what were they doing? I guess.
That's
So
probably what Crucius would focus on as well.
imagine a sort of a neck and shoulder hug, but one of their hands, which looks almost broken in how it's wrapped around a rusty dagger, and the knife is very close to Crucius's neck, but the second after you blink, it's gone. And you have this weird taste of salt water in your mouth.
Well, that's not good.
Actually,
not good?
you'd probably be more like, ugh, because salt water is fucking disgusting.
Yeah. There.
It's not good. Just
Uh,
The ghosts are here.
yeah.
What ghost? You saw like an image for like a moment. You're just imagining things. It's probably just, your eyes playing tricks on you because it's a cemetery.
I am a
Yeah.
literal descendant of justice. I don't buy that.
Yeah, I just kind of like look around, like, reveal yourself, whoever or whatever you are.
Shashka's fur is still like up on ends, but they've stopped barking for now.
console my pupper.
You would probably be aware of the fact that your dog, like animals in general, responds to undead strongly.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna draw my weapon in the graveyard yet, but I'm on edge.
In case you wonder why dogs and animals are capable of sensing the undead, Crucius is smart enough to probably know this, and Sashka probably picked up on this. Well, no, not Sashka. Martha picked up on this. Your dog does not have a college degree, but the way it works is that animals are simple. They are not clouded by senses and sentience and sapience. Therefore, they can detect the offness of undeath. That's also, by the way, how a lot of spells work. They clear the mind and let you sense the fact that there's a bad bean over there.
Yeah, basically because our minds can rationalize things as things we understand we can ignore.
There's a layer of filtering that gets in the way of that pure experience.
Yeah.
Of course, you get rid of that layer, everything becomes a hell of a lot scarier. So, point is, your dog is still a little unnerved, but whatever scared it has stopped scaring it. So,
Oh,
No.
So, what would I have to roll to have an idea of what we just saw? Because I have really good religion.
well, if Delilah gives you a comprehensive description, religion it is.
Yeah, I can try and share my information. Like,
Let us talk of what we just saw. Martha's like, what the fuck did you guys see?
I was putting down some flowers. Was it that bad?
Did I screw it up?
Did I actually lay down flowers and then create the devil? Oh.
My ancestors will be sad.
Yeah, they'll just be like moderately upset for an hour.
So yes,
And then they
Delilah,
go back to
please-
watching TV.
Please tell me of what you saw.
yeah, it looked to be some kind of semi-transparent person draped over your shoulders, kind of, with a knife pointed at your neck.
Well,
So,
Well, you got a critical success. I never said they were transparent.
well, I assumed there was some kind of
I mean, they're
spectral
transparent in
thing.
the sense that you saw them for a moment, and your eyes tend to blur frames of vision together. So
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's more like a Sixth Sense type of ghost,
yeah.
where like it looks like a person.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Listen, you're not Ebenezer Scrooge. The ghost of Christmas past is not coming to kill you.
I don't trust that.
Well, you can
roll for
roll for being Scroogey, I guess.
roll for your Christmas spirit.
Roll for Christmas spirit.
That is a stat roll I wish I had.
We wish
Well-
you a merry wish. I mean, to be fair, you do have baby and cat, so what more do you want? Let me pull up the GM screen because I'm a big dummy and I didn't need it last time, so I completely forgot about it.
Oh,
And we
no.
lost Zach. Skip Discord.
We wish you a merry wishmas. We wish you a merry wishmas. Wah 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 wah. Let's see. You know what shadows are? Probably not a shadow because they're less distinct in shape. Could be just a ghost. Spooky ghost. Probably not a poltergeist. Those are generally just invisible. Don't have a distinct shape again.
So it's not an Oni because it wasn't throwing things around enough.
Let's see. Probably isn't a specter because they don't appear in sunlight.
Yeah, I'm gonna start going phasmophobia on this.
I didn't bring the smoke stick.
Please, as if I ever use those.
Might have been a wraith.
Also, a Christmas check would probably be society, religion, or occultism.
Maybe it was a wraith. Or maybe your friend has just gone a little nutty.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, I recognized it. Well, I
But you
recognized
saw
it
it for like,
existed.
you saw it for like a split second. Like it
Yeah, so I
could
know
have.
there was something, though, since we can corroborate. Well, it would appear that we have some sort of spectral entity that we must deal with here. For the dead must be respected and allowed to rest.
Should we ask if this is a known thing?
We should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bothering us right now.
Is Dara still around?
But yeah, he's still doing the
God,
cleaning.
it was him.
He just wants to
He's
give you a
Uncle
hug.
Jenkins. This whole thing
Jinkies.
is actually Scooby Doo.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
There's no such thing as the supernatural. It's just old men trying to get money.
All right,
Yeah, we've got
Delilah,
the
go
dog. We can handle it.
go tell Doru what you saw.
Yeah.
With me, my friends.
You head on
Yeah,
over
I-
to Mr. Doru.
Mr. Doru,
Excuse me?
I have not spoken to you today. But
Come on,
we
man.
hear that. Is there knowledge of a ghost or spirit of some sort that is restless in this place?
Head on over back to Doru, who's working out near a tree. Clean up all them graves.
Okay, when you said working out, I kind of thought like just lifting. Working
Do
on his
you
max
even lift,
gains.
bro?
Chin ups on a branch.
He's just like super jacked.
Well, probably only in his break time. Not right now. He's busy cleaning. Whoa. You look like you saw a ghost.
Quite literally, possibly.
Oh, it is a graveyard. It's only sensible that sometimes the dead come back to visit. Right?
Yes, but are any of them known to have, I believe my companion said, some sort of knife that they were holding very tightly when they died?
I think for a moment.
Maybe with a brokenish hand, I was told.
Yeah.
He's going to be sitting there for a while, just sort of grimacing, as he clearly isn't that well versed on the art of the undead quite yet.
Please, I'm a lawyer. I'm patient.
Excellent. At that moment, he looks through like a small booklet he has, and leafs through it. I mean, I guess it does say the ghosts sometimes have accoutrements, whatever those are. But it also says that usually ghosts are just like the person. They don't carry their things with them into death, unless you bury them with it.
or unless they died with a severe emotional attachment to it, in which case they may carry it into the next life.
Enough to carry it in a broken hand? Pretty sure at that point they had to
Yes,
swap. He's just looking at his own
possibly,
hands.
possibly from rage or regret.
Well, I don't really know who was it again. What's the name?
Martha.
Yeah, I don't know
Uh,
anything about Martha, but maybe you should talk to whoever asked you to
No,
deliver
no.
those flowers.
Perhaps we should. Let us go ask our pie-making friend about this.
Alright,
Yeah.
if she...
Well, be careful. You might be haunted.
Please, as if we probably weren't already.
I mean,
Da da
I
da
was
da
sure
da.
I was not until this moment. So, Crixus, do not.
Crucius.
Yes,
Yes, keep
Cruxus.
adding that, like, K sound. It's Crucius.
Cruxus.
Staffy got it right once.
Anyway, the gang heads back to town to watch the two hags look at each other with firm glares from across the square. Their antagonism never dies. Which is to say that she's not going to greet you when you approach. You have to start the conversation.
Oh,
You're
I
up,
thought not.
Martha. This is your
I
job.
thought not. Alright.
Yeah, but you got told.
Alright. Excuse me, grandmother. We need a word.
May I help you?
Um, so, funny story. We delivered your flowers, as you have requested. You know, it's Curza.
Why aren't
That's a
you
nice
some
word.
dolls?
But my friend saw something. A
And
person, a like a
I see
dead
things
person.
every day, dear.
Damn, she's
The-
good.
Delilah, would you like to explain what you saw?
Uh,
Because I'm still not sure.
yeah. Is there? Well, when we put the flowers on the grave, Crucius was kind of embraced by a ghostly kind of apparition,
Oh,
perhaps.
I guess you should
Is
be
that-
very appreciative of the flowers.
Well, embraced with a like rusty knife in their hand. So I don't think that was a loving embrace.
Well, if she wanted to do something to you, I imagine she already would have. Ghosts are not known for their patience.
Were you aware this would happen?
Are you
I-
accusing me, dear?
No, I'm just curious what you know about the person. Because we know literally nothing.
I'll be honest, I thought you would run into that priest on the way there, and he would have told you all kinds of lies.
No, but we did run into his son, who said that the priest does not like you, or at least is not fond of
Or
your
something
presence.
along those lines.
Of
Yeah.
course he's not fond of me. He's accused me several times of having stolen children. And he accuses my pies of being, well, all kinds of mean things. If you just go and ask him if you want to hear the full story on his side, but I'll tell you it's all lies.
That an accusation of stealing children is a little much.
Well, do I look like I've been burnt or hung from a rope yet? Clearly, there's not enough to accuse me of anything.
This is fair. You
She's
are
literally
alive.
like, I haven't been mob justice yet, therefore I'm innocent. Which is a very weird way to do it.
I mean, hey, if
Yeah.
you're gonna not be Freddy Krueger,
Can you explain why you've been accused of child abduction?
I'm an old lady who lives in a windmill far away from the village who comes by every once in a while to sell feel-good pies. A man of the cloth couldn't respect someone who sells an alternative to worship.
Okay, no, that's viable. You know, the religious folks don't like that. You know, occultist folks. assume-
Besides that, I once tried to move onto his land, and the first thing that happened is that my foot set on fire. Ever since he's called me a demon.
I mean, that does happen to just some people once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not exactly comfortable around those kinds of places either, but I don't think being set on
There-
fire is a bit extreme.
Yeah, the
I mean,
church was
some people.
bad, but the cemetery itself was not like extremely blessed. Otherwise, there wouldn't be ghosts.
I mean, some people have fiend blood somewhere in their history, and that might just cause them to light on fire in churches. I've seen it happen.
They're called tiefling, which is almost the reverse of fiend. Tief. Just means an end and it's fiend.
So what
Yeah,
what what
my tiefling hated churches.
what check would I have to make to see if they're honest about just being accused of being
LOL.
because that's uh that's something to work an eye at.
Just realized I didn't prepare the hag sheets yet for Lady Morgantha and her friends. Whoops. Well, we'll just have to improv this on the fly. Actually, I don't have to because I'm pretty sure I can just find a pre-made sheet for her type. Marvelous. How about you roll me some perception? Because all adventurers are at least somewhat good at picking up lies, if only because they got scammed one too many times and are sad as a result of it.
Wait,
Man,
Wait. Let me try. Ah!
ha ha ha.
Okay.
while that is an admirable attempt, she is a marvelously good liar, if she is a liar at all. Like, she is relaxed, she is calm, she is just having a good time.
Okay. Just I had bad dealings with past people been associated with, so I just wanted to be sure, and will just not piss off your friend if she's a ghost. Then
There's something that I know that she can give you, but I can't seem to find what I'm looking for what that is.
also, what's the fist next to my number?
That means you can use it for initiative.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they added some buttons. Sometimes when you roll damage, it looks real cool.
Bella, if you leave your cursor over the
Like,
fist
look
for a
at this.
while, the button will explain it to you.
Look at this. The buttons are cooler now. They're all in one place instead of being weirdly split up.
Yeah.
Gosh damn it. I had notes on what she would give you for this. Eh. Well, I guess
Can it give us a swift kick in the pants?
that's. Well, I
Add it
appreciate
to
your
our
gumption
inventory.
and your gusto, buckaroo. She's not gonna kick you in the dick. She would like to offer you what seems to be. She takes something like out of a small, very reverent-looking pouch. It's a very nice pouch. No scars, no stitches. And takes out something that, at first, you're pretty sure is just an eye, but a closer inspection reveals that it's some sort of cut quartz. It has been. So, Zyla, you know about rocks. How
I
hard would
do.
it
I
be
love
to
rocks.
perfectly smooth a quartz into a sphere?
You have no idea.
Well, this is pretty damn close to that.
Okay.
And
You
someone
go
has
through
carved
probably
out a small
several
bit of.
hundred of them.
Someone has carved out a small chunk of it and replaced it with like a red circle, so that it looks like an eyeball. It's honestly quite convincing from a distance. Here you go, lovelies. It's just a little good luck charm.
What is it, if I may ask?
Well, people tend to call it a hag's eye.
Hmm.
Well, besides that, I guess I technically owe you a favor too. So if you ever need any help, come on down by the old bone grinder, and old Lady Morgantha will be there for you.
All right, this is fair. Deal. Uh, fair.
Also, I need to take out my tarot deck. Not for you though.
I'm just gonna just hand the eyeball to Delilah. Can you look at this? Just,
Hey there, Delilah. Can you take a look at this ball here? It's made of magic.
Look at that ball I just showed. That thing is big.
Oh, big.
jeez.
I
That's
drew
a
a
big
shark.
ball.
Cool. So that's water.
That's not quartz though. That's labradorite. That's quartz.
Excuse me. I just found a card, and I need to read what it does, and I need to make a note for myself that I have it. Oh man, I always get so damn gassy during my games sometimes. Every other recording, every other time, I'm not gassy. But when the minute it's one of my goddamn D&D games, my stomach's like. Okay, so you're posted some.
Right? You're using your body.
Is that?
Gotta
Oh
make
man.
it worse.
I'm
That-
trying to think of what they would use to grind down quartz at this point in time. There's only like
It's
two
fucking
things
magic.
They have harder.
She spits acid and she cries. I don't know, lubricant.
Okay, if she can wait, she's a mage. She can actually just cast acid. That would work.
There's probably shaped stone, and if you're good enough at magic, you can make smooth objects with it. Like it's not perfect. It's not a perfect sphere, but it's close enough.
It probably takes
Reasonably
practice.
good
I
enough.
forgot to read up on what the shark card even involves, but there we go. Anyway, she politely thanks you, and you have a favor with her now. Because she did help her out with something that she's been troubled by for a while. After all, who wouldn't be troubled by an inability to revere a friend? Oh yeah, that's where I keep the cards that I drew. I put them in the book. The dragon card you drew. Don't forget that.
Yeah, why not?
You will. You already have.
No, I remember.
God damn it, Bella, stop being smart.
Yeah, I just don't
Kind of
really
know
know
when to use
how
it.
to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you've been in any real situation so far. Okay, well, you were
I'm gonna
examining the
get
hag's
dragged into
eye.
find the grave.
Can you roll me some arcana?
Can I have Arcana?
I think it was
Um,
Delilah.
Hey
The-
there, Delilah. I mean, technically, wait, I need to look something up actually, now that I think about it. What kind of magic are they associated with, usually?
I'd
Also,
assume
I lied. I have no Arcana.
Occult. In that case, it's technically occultism you're going to have to roll for this.
Oh, well, I'm untrained in that.
Soft.
So am I.
Then I'm
Same.
afraid you won't have any idea what the hell's going on with this thing.
Mm.
That's just sometimes how it
Okay.
goes, you know. Sometimes you know exactly what's going on, and sometimes you don't. Like with that ring.
I shall place it in my pocket then.
Deeper insights. The food web. Man, this book's neat. That's neat.
We should probably talk to our boss before we go back to the church. I want to ask about the deceased.
Ooh,
But first, we have a boss to talk to.
marvelous. You go back to your boss, who would, again, like to know where you guys just ran off to. Should you be doing investigating on his behalf or something?
Theoretically, we were.
We had a favor to take care of, but we will get on to that. We will.
All right. Enough.
Okay.
We have a few more days. It might be less, depending on how well he takes care of his business. So, now that we're all here, I want you to figure something out for me. I want you to find out about Strahd. I want to buy him a gift. I want to come nice and presentable. I don't want to insult the man and his behaviors and mannerisms. I'm just very nervous after everything that's happened, and I don't want to make a mess, and I don't want to come back because something went wrong, because I did something wrong. So, why did you come back? Because you seem to walk off with your own enjoy. Do you have a question? Or did you remember that you were getting paid by me?
More of, you took this job to come out here. Do you have any information on Strahd that could lead us to the proper people to ask?
I think he's new. I think he's new here.
I know. I figured he'd have some information before he came. Usually, you have a book or something.
Oh, I mean, I mostly got into contact via, you know. I talked to some people at some fine Magnamar markets about collectibles and ancient relics, and then one thing came into another, and suddenly I'm referred to this man living in a land I've never ever heard of. That's just how things go when you try to pick things up. You're adventurous, you should be familiar with that kind of situation, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're in that situation right now. I've never been to Barovia, but we'll do our due diligence to find a perfect information on what to get Strahd.
Well, maybe some people around here have an idea. I mean, in case you haven't noticed, some people seem to be standing up for the man's honor, so...
And some people seem to be kicking people in the throat for his honor.
Yes. So it's
Mm.
pretty clear that you might be able to figure something out if you just ask the right people and ask nicely. After all, oh, I guess you would have until he starts trailing off as he goes into trains of thought about his own position and how that might reflect on someone else.
Oh, shall we look for someone of stature, someone of status? Crucius, Delilah Crucius, Shiaka.
Potentially.
Does Shashka get a vote?
Mingling with Shaska gets a vote because she is puppy.
We did find out last time from the barkeeper that Strahd doesn't talk to any of the locals. He only speaks to strangers. So, chances are, if we can
So
find,
why hasn't he spoken to us yet?
well, we only
I
just got
literally
here.
glow.
And we could go find Rahadin, see if he knows what to get Strahd.
Yeah, but he hates our guts.
No, he hates Crucius for stepping in on his business.
Handsome.
We didn't exactly help the situation.
No, I mean, you gotta understand the laws of this land. He is the law of this land.
I'm starting to understand the laws of this land by literal osmosis.
You're absorbing them through your skin.
I technically do.
But
Four,
your
4.5
your
days.
your
Anyway,
card can't
the
fully
specifics on
understand
this
the law.
are that you can spend some time doing research, trying to figure out what Strahd likes, trying to acquire the things that
Yeah,
he
I was
likes.
going to say that of anyone who should go to try to figure out stuff with people, probably Martha. You're the one that's actually good with people. I'm a little justice. Oh, sorry, that just comes out. And Delilah is already back in the Dark Order.
Actually, we don't know much about Delilah's.
Gravitational pull. Ooh.
Keep trying to come out, but honestly, it keeps pulling me back in.
It's the G forces.
Maybe you should take that stone of darkness out of your pocket.
No, it's the E forces, the Edge forces.
No. Now, listen. That makes you sound like a hound of Tyndalos who live on the angles and edges of time instead of the curve, like living things do.
I'm not even sure how that works.
Well, that's because they come from Call of Cthulhu. So here's
Oh, that makes sense then.
in
Yeah,
Dutch
you're
they
not
say
supposed to know how it works.
in Dutch they say fat dick and 3 beer. So which is just like
That is one of the most Dutch sayings I could think of.
for if anyone ever asks, it's dick old 3 beer. But there you go.
Oh my god, I love it.
I don't know why it's 3 beer because you're usually talking to one other person, so someone's getting an extra drink, or maybe it's for the dick. 1 kilogram of pure silicate quartz. What is that? The kilogram prototype?
Well, it's that thing there is that I posted is a 1,000 gram quartz sphere.
Handsome. All right, kids. As I mentioned, there's a bunch of things you could be doing right now to help your boss out. One, you could try to prep him. You know, give him the old like speech. Try and prepare him. Make him feel confident. Make him feel ready. Make him feel steady. You could try to do some research around the place. There's probably plenty of books and people around. You just have to shuffle around a bit. Be like, hey, you have any books? Can I take a look? You can also try to look for items if you know what you're looking for. Or you can go into the rumor mill and see if you can extract rumors. Rumor mills are horribly inefficient, though. They have plenty of ways to figure out things. You just have to think about methods of acquisition in broad strokes and approach them directly. So, in case you forgot, didn't you end up on decent terms with the mayor of town? Wouldn't the priest be at least in some contact with the guy in charge of the place? Like,
I was gonna go to the church soon anyway to ask around, so I'd probably pick up some
Yeah.
of that.
I was considering the mayor because we met them when we came in.
And I'll just wander around town gathering information, just in general.
Plus, if anyone was going to give the boss a like pep talk, probably Captain Confidence Crucius.
I can be our Captain America, who's just slightly not as good at speaking. I even carry a shield.
so to recap, You've got 5, yeah, not 5 days. Like today's mostly been spent to an extent. So you got 5-ish days. What are y'all doing today?
I'm going to the church.
Okay, going to the church. What are you doing there? Because just going to the
I'm gonna
church
go
doesn't
talk to
achieve
the
anything.
priest.
I'm gonna talk to the
I
priest.
get, yep, I can ask about the interned, and I'll ask about Strahd while I'm there.
You'll probably be very busy helping him out because he's not gonna just chat you up for free because he's got a church to run. All right,
Well, of course.
Delilah, what are
Hey.
you gonna do?
I wanted to meet with the mayor. I'm pretty sure he uh, wasn't exactly fond of me when we met, but I think he's a good. If he's like in charge around here, he'd at least have to have some contact with the lord of the whole nation.
Kip and Caboodle. And Sashka's owner, what are you doing?
Uh, I like to mostly go around town looking for either, I guess, head of the law, or uh, if they are in town, uh, Rahadin or the Three Sisters.
Just asking around town, huh? Seeing if you can
Yeah.
meet someone. Okay, cool. So I think we got a diploma. We got 2 diplomacy checks and 1, I guess, religion, so that you don't mess up the whole helping this guy out. So let's go for it. Let's start off with our fine Crucius. Crucius, you make your way over to church.
I do.
The priest is over there. You watch as your good friend comes by. It's Doru. He seems to be done for now, as he carries all of his tools back inside. After all, don't work too hard when you're doing hard work.
This is true. Always work smart, not hard.
He waves on you and holds the door open, in fact.
I give a polite bow of the head as I'm working with the clergy. Allow myself in and ask him, of course, where might I find the priest today?
He giggles a bit because if you were just to look inside, you would see him sitting on one of the pews. He seems to be busy with, gosh, he's like waxing candles. He's making incense and stuff, like dipping wicks.
Waxing candles. Is that what the kids call it these days?
Or the old men
Well-
called it those days.
Wink.
Wonk.
No, I think the kids call that trauma.
Point is, this fine gentleman is dipping wicks to make some
Not he's
candles.
Catholic. Well, I'm gonna go and I will take a seat. Hello, Father. May I assist you?
Yes, this is very, very troublesome work. Very. I need plenty of candles. After all, I'm making these for not just myself, but also for the church over in Valaki.
Really, what can you tell me about their congregation?
Oh wait, no. How could I forget? For some reason, the people from Valaki always like to sell my candles through to Kresk as well. Did you understand any of that? Why don't they just? Either way, well, I know that Valaki's a bit of a rowdy place. There is a church there where a saint supposedly has been buried.
I will have to make a pilgrimage that direction while I'm in this area.
Well, if you came from the west, you've already passed it, so you'll have to double back. But if you came from the east, well, not many roads out of this village, I'm afraid.
We did enter in from the east.
Well, then you'll surely run into Valaki.
Very good. The bones of a saint are always worth seeing.
Cool. Is there anything else I can help you with? He hands you a bucket of wax and a couple of wicks and a small box that's like covered in wax drippings because, you know, that's where he keeps them to dry.
Nah, I'm gonna just help him while talking. It's not really
Okay, cool.
mind-consuming work.
Well, you can ask me a question and then you can roll me some religion and we'll see if you get the answer you like.
Okay, the first thing, I want to ask him about that interned one who we had the spectral issues with.
In that case, I'm
What's their
gonna
name?
need a diplomacy check because it's really not about what you like. You're able to tolerate him. It's more about you being able to keep him cool.
I'm not very good at diplomacy. This is probably gonna go bad. Yeah, this went bad.
You spend a little bit of time because you know it's impolite to just fall in with the door, as they say in Dutch. To fall into the house with the door. Met de deur in huis vallen. So when you do drop the name, he gets a little frustrated, like, and goes like, "What is it this time?" And how much are you going to share with him regarding the experience you had?
I'm just going to mention that we had a spectral experience while we were at that gravestone, and there was a knife involved.
He grumbles, he groans, he starts muttering about hags and about worms and about all kinds of weird things you honestly have no context for. It's entirely plausible this guy just doesn't like any old ladies, judging by how he already badmouthed two of them in
It's
one
probably all
sentence.
of them.
Maybe the third name he mentioned there that just kind of trailed off because he's muttering and angry might also be an old lady. Maybe he just doesn't like ladies or old people. He's kind of old himself, though. It'd be very weird. He
Ageist against people who are at my own age.
he then grumbles, and this is the part that he actually speaks to you, and he doesn't just talking out of the side of his mouth, where he just straight up looks at you and says that he's been having trouble with that for a while now. That there have been some grays that have been acting up. He's been thinking about sanctifying the whole thing, and then he just goes into a big tirade. And by the end of it, he's worked himself up in such a steam that he tells you to leave. Like, seems like an old wound you just picked open, and you weren't tactful enough to guide him into not getting too upset. Which is your diplomacy check flunking.
So, yeah, Bella's going to be the only one to get this. Remember that Fade Bridge thing where
Mhm.
Shiro has a huge rant and Saber just goes, "Oh." That's me right now, just, "Oh."
Let's go to Martha. Martha, you are digging around town. Not with a shovel, but with a tongue and some lips.
Yep.
As you are
Looking
digging to see if you can... What question do you want to learn? What do you want to learn?
I'm looking for anyone who would know anything about the politics and, more importantly, information about Strahd and
Cool.
what of things he'd be into, which
Diplomacy.
would probably be
You're asking a lot of questions.
Well, you know, I'm going to generalize it to figure something out.
blah blah blah.
Bam.
First and foremost, Morgantha might be able to help you. Apparently, she doesn't like the. You learn that the bone grinder where she lives is actually upway to Ravenloft. She lives closer to him than she does to Barovia, so maybe she might know something that can help you.
All right.
I mean, you never asked her specifically about Strahd, so another person who might be able to help you is the Vistani. Apparently, are on good terms with Strahd. They might know something. Maybe if you can find those three owners and turn their sweet talk against them. And then as you sit down in like an alleyway with a bum, because he responded positively, and you're like, "No, listen, I'm probably gonna get ripped off in this process of giving him a drink, but he does give you what you want."
Hmm?
He tells you that while Strahd does talk to like the mayor and stuff, apparently he has a pretty good relationship with the local herbalist, Mad Mary. Mostly called Mad because the majority of her poultices and cure-alls are very, very spicy. Woo! Like, physically, woo! Hot. Hence the name Mad.
All right. So I have 3 potential, you know.
That's how you spend your day, is you go around town and gather some info.
What was the first one again? I'm writing these down.
Morgantha,
Uh,
there was Mad Mary, apparently, and Ismark might be able to help you as well.
Okay.
And the Vistani. Delilah. Just so happens that you're already checking out the mayor.
Yeah.
In his...
Check him out. Eyebrow wiggle.
Wow, wow. You were legally obliged to make the wow, wow sound effect as the eyebrows wiggle aggressively. There's something I do want to point out. It's just, you know, you can totally make a map of a location. You don't have to write out every building, but you can make like random building things that people can stumble into instead of, you know, making points for every building. There's a lot more flavor and fluff to that. Someone's like, I want to kick in a random door and see what's inside.
Mhm.
But point is, you find yourself at the humble abode of Mr. Ismark. This is definitely an old mansion. It's covered on some sides with overgrowth. Efforts have been made to clean it, but it just doesn't seem to want to let go. There's also signs of claw marks. This building has been through a war, and now it's fighting nature. The old iron gate does keep the place secure. And with all those spikes on top, the average kid isn't going to get anywhere. The windows are nicely set and shuttered. You are standing at the front door because the gate wasn't locked. 'Cause it's freaking midday. The guy isn't going to lock his gate if he's inside doing office.
Well, you gotta knock politely.
It takes a minute. Then you hear like doors closing, creaking. To be fair, it is an old house. It probably echoes all the sound all around. And eventually the door opens. It's Ismark. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Who'da thunk?
Hello. sir. We met the other day.
Yes. How may I help you? Is there a problem in the village? Has something transpired?
No, I was just on an errand on behalf of my employer.
Of course.
He's going to meet with the ruler of this land soon and wanted to know if there was more he could learn about him before heading off there, to make a good impression, to like start off on the best possible foot. And I thought, you being the man in charge around here, you'd be the person to ask.
Cool. So, I think what will be a good role for this? Because what is going to happen is he's like, sure, let's have a little chit-chat. But the way this is going to go is he wants to have his chit-chat. He wants to learn about the outside world a bit, hear some stories from abroad. Because he's a mayor of a village. He doesn't get to go places very often. So you look interesting, if a bit gloomy, but he's going to pry information out of you as best as he can. Which means you're not going to get your information because you can't exchange them at the same time because you need to wait and listen and all that. You need to ask questions instead of context. So point is, what do you think is an appropriate role for contesting someone trying to ask you questions while you're trying to ask him questions?
I mean, I could be mean and say intimidation, but that's probably...
It's a bit too forceful.
I don't want to be mean about this. I'm trying to be polite. I'm a guest.
Intimidation doesn't need to be like, aggressive. It could just be like an exhuming aura, just like an overwhelming
presence.
Yeah.
I guess in that context it would make sense. You're sort of like pressuring away from the questions. Like, I don't want to talk about that.
Trying to be the forceful presence in the conversation. Take control of it.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If you go with that approach, success means you pressure him and he backs off and you get your answers. Failure is you come on a little too strong and he's somewhat frightened by you.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that would be the drawback.
But you're very good at intimidation. You know your tact. So maybe you can just do this just fine.
Yeah. Well... Yeah, I'm going to go with that, but I'm going to spend a hero point beforehand just to give it that +4.
Sex
for insurance.
Good game.
Show me the goods.
Modifiers. +4. Oops. Name is required. There you go. Type is required. Bugger off.
Get out of here.
Let me put the numbers in. There we go. Alright.
Jesus!
Yeah. Jesus.
Like I said,
is this?
insurance.
Damn.
You have
I'm
an
just
11 in intimidation?
Expert.
Yeah. That's my expert
They
skill.
are extremely
Expert in high
scary.
charisma.
I'm a very scary person. I don't like being scary, but I'm just good at it.
So that's critical success. Okay, well, you know what? You can ask me whatever questions you like. I'll give you answers. Like, if you want to know
Where's
something
the
about
cocaine?
what's, you know what? How about I
Where's
just
the
give
money,
you?
Lebowski?
So you wanted to figure out some fun things about Strahd, right?
Yeah.
Roll me 2d6.
Alright.
And I'll tell you what Strahd's into. Apparently, that one it gets you the following information. Strahd loves gifts from outside of Barovia. Just like Ismark is prying. In fact, during his, trying to steer you towards his conversation, he sort of brings up, Strahd likes things from outside of Barovia. I like them too. The other one is that Strahd has apparently a penchant for followers that put in their 2 cents, as it were. That you're not just a lackey that follows behind, but that you have some competence and are willing to exude it. He admires that kind of practicality. So showing yourself perhaps as forward, as proactive, might leave a good impression on him. Of like, oh, this man's got good taste in people that follow him around.
It's good to know.
You might be able to get out more, but this is kind of where it gets you for today. Since, it takes a while to talk, and you can't just pressure him for questions. That's a whole other method of interrogation.
Yeah, that's rude and mean.
Very, very. You can't just pin him to the ground and ask, where's the trigger? That's a day. Let's have a night's sleep.
Right.
Can you all more me a 1d6? The lowest person gets the bad rolls. Oh no.
Oh,
The party token rolled a 1.
I mean that was me.
Wait, what's the quick way to
Wait.
roll there?
Yeah, how do I roll it as me?
Yeah, I just typed.
Or do you just type or?
Oh, I did the R thing.
I think you
Yeah,
need to
that's
unselect
all
the
I did.
token first.
Where the heck is the token?
Best way to do it is to drag a square
Click
around
and
the
drag,
random
yes.
area.
Click and drag to create a small little thing.
Okay.
Martha Hall rolled a 1d5, which is not what I asked.
Good job, Bella.
That's
I
not even a die, Martha.
I have a
It
D5.
could be. Or
I got a
What?
3.
6. There you go.
Also a 3.
I'll just
Party token.
listen.
I did
Okay, listen.
deselect. It's
Listen.
not even on the map.
Because you fucked this up so many times, I'm forced to post the party time song.
Oh
you
no!
time.
You did not give me a
Please
choice.
have mercy.
You need to.
Please have mercy.
It's party time. It's party.
Eh.
I love the fact that the dog is so anachronistic in that whole fucking sequence, and that a bunch of mariachi band mice are able to play modern. Ugh. Crucius
It's
and Marsh and go and well, Martha has a good night's sleep tonight. They're like,
Delilah.
Oh, Delilah.
Oh,
Delilah.
wait. Bella has to roll for Shaska.
Shashka is a dog and doesn't have complex dreams.
She might.
Also, whatever's doing this is not interested in bothering dogs.
They're decent.
Respects Papa.
They're not that chaotic evil. They bully puppers. Anyway, I'm gonna say that Crucius is the one to suffer this because Delilah's already had a bad night.
Aw, and I had a bad day.
You had a bad day. Well, maybe that's why you're getting punished by the gods. You
Why have you forsaken me?
you try to have a good night's sleep, but you can't. You won't. Yeet. Whoop. Here we go. I'm just gonna show you this one. I want you to go to. Okie dokie. Here we go. I want you to go to the handout section. It's the open book in the top right. And I want you to. You got a dream now. You can read that at your own leisure. That's what you experienced during the night. You wake up somewhere around 2 a.m., like middle of the night, dark outside, thick fog, with a creeping sense of having awoken from being dead. Like you were a corpse, and then like you feel cold, clammy, stiff, and it takes a while to go away. Are corpses clammy? I think they'd more be dry, but
Either clammy for a bit while the water's still in them.
well, they evaporate.
Like
It takes a while.
right after death.
If anyone here has played Vampire the Masquerade, it's comparable to how that game sees it. Is when you wake up, it's the beast making you awake. It
You also
reanimates
shit
you.
yourself.
It will take you a little
Well.
bit of time to fully recover from that Crucius, so this technically doesn't affect anything, but you're technically fatigued for the day. Like, unless you get into a fight, it's not going to bother you.
Well, hopefully we won't.
By this point, some people will have started rumoring that there hasn't been a wolf attack in a while, so the rumor mill has started to pick that one up. It's the next day. What do y'all want to do?
I've got leads to follow, but
I assume we've relayed the information we gathered to the boss.
Yeah, but he
Before we
can't
went
fully
to bed?
utilize it unless one of you spends a little bit of time with him running through the mill and getting him prepped up. Like, you need to do prep work with him. He needs to be mentally ready.
Who are the other ones? We had the Vistani and Morgantha.
Granta, Mad, Mary, I think.
Well, I think if we're going to investigate the Vistani, I don't think we should go alone. Like, if we're going to split up, then we should probably deal with them together.
Their charms
some
would
stage.
definitely be more effective if you're on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to hit on individuals.
Who knows? Maybe they have magic. Or worse, they have good perfume. Oh, wow, wow.
Great, my mom would break out in hives. She's very allergic to that kind of stuff.
I just think that any kind of chemical perfume just smells like garbage. Ugh.
It kind of does. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't like strong smells.
I just don't like
I don't
perfume.
mind them, but the synthetic ones always smell so sharp and fake.
They smell bad. Like they're trying to impress me and they're failing.
Like, it's not the worst smelly stuff that people spray on themselves, because Bella, what was the worst body odor spray ever invented that you smelled way too much in school?
X.
Axe goddamn body spray.
Now in Mountain Dew flavor.
Oh god, don't. Now I can't sleep tonight. Thank you.
This is
That's my nightmare.
This is a spooky campaign. Ha ha ha.
I mean, that would just be like smearing yourself in dish soap and smell the same way.
But mixing Axe, because Axe,
Yeah.
like a whole can of Axe a day, keeps everybody else away.
It'll sterilize you, and then you will slowly
Like-
shrivel up and die.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sounds
kids, how do you want to spend your day? Apparently, two of you think you might be able to handle the Vistani.
right. Do you guys want me to come with you?
Sure.
If you had other plans, that's okay. But
I was gonna go start reading some books.
nerd.
Yes, but I can make money without making people uncomfortable with my presence.
Hey, I can't help it.
So you're going to be
But,
spending
yeah.
reading books
Research.
on who? On what? On where?
I was gonna see if there was a library that might have some books about Strahd's history or the general royal family.
The best and cheapest, the best and not cheapest option is to go to the local merchant and be like, "Hey, here's some silver. I'm gonna look at your books, and I'm gonna read them. I'm just not gonna buy
Sure,
them."
I'll give him a couple silver to borrow some books.
Handsome.
He'll probably like it. He gets to keep the stuff he can sell
Yeah,
and make money.
but you might also be. Oh, anyway, and the other two are gonna wait for the owners to come by and see if you can outfox them.
See, I take offense at that phrase.
Yeah. We're like, yeah, we'll wait for them to come by or go out look for them. They have a strong, scent to them, so.
Shaska.
Sniff snoof. Man,
Wait, we need to give Shaska like a detective theme song.
I'd like to imagine that Shashka, when they sniff, they put their nose up and then their butt wiggles like wiggle wiggle.
They do the ferret thing.
Heck. All right, one of you is gonna make the diplomacy check. The other one's gonna make the will check. The diplomacy check is sort of like the wingman thing of trying to keep your friend on track. The other one has to resist their wily charms.
Oh, you
Which-
haven't met them in a while.
Which isn't necessarily that they're going to get you in bed, it's more so that they're trying to intentionally confuse you. You know, make you say the things they want to hear.
Well, I'm pretty good at either. So,
I could do the will.
alright.
Try.
I'll take the front then.
Okay, first, Crucius.
Yes.
You head on over to the merchant stand where you know the biggest collection of books is without, getting into private property. That might be worth looking into, but that would take a whole day to figure out. Nah, just kidding. It takes a little while to figure out who might have the most books around here. But for now, merchant seems to be your option, right?
Indeed.
Unless that option I just presented is like tantalizingly good. Ugh, gosh,
No, I don't think I'm going to try to figure out
I
who to
specified
break
who the
into.
merchant was, so he should be on this list somewhere. Where is he? Well, here's Alicia and all those guys. Bildrath. There we go. Bildrath, exactly what you'd expect from our merchant slash blacksmithing shop. On one hand, it's a nice shop. On the other hand, that blacksmithy forge over there is definitely creeping into this room in terms of smell. Ooh. This guy leans over a dingy looking counter. There are plenty of things around, including several bookcases stuffed to the brim with books. He's like, "Oi, what do you want?"
Hello, I would like to purchase some time with your various tomes.
Mm-hmm. What tomes?
I pointed the bookcases. Those, if you would allow. I'm looking for information on the legal landscape of this area as well as the royalty therein.
You going to trouble?
No, more of I'm new to the area.
Oh, I getcha. Trying to impress. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to look at your thing and see which one is the most appropriate one to take this out of. He wants a gold piece, and I'll let you pluck at his bookcase, but if he sees you running off, he's not going to let you off lightly.
Please. I am literally justice blooded. I am not going to break rules.
Yeah,
It
how the
was
hell
a
is he
sport.
supposed to know any of that? Anyway, it's a society check and a gold piece, and you can look through all these books. Luckily, they're fine books, so they give you a significant boost to the situation, which means you get to roll it twice. You get to roll it twice. Because I might as well import in advantage from 5e, because fuck it. Cool.
Can I hero point one of those?
Yeah, you can if you want to. I let people do 0 points as much as they want. You're gonna spend them all, go nuts. I'm not here to tell you no.
I'll take that one.
That'll probably do to get something. Cool. You get to roll me a 1d6, and you get to tell me whatever you want to know something about what he likes in gifts, or what he likes in negotiations, like how you can impress him. So which one is it? You want to know what gifts might work, or do you want to know what? And also, you can ask me something else because you were looking into like the royalty and surrounding areas, and I got a feeling.
Aha, I got a 6.
Okay. Back down to basics. What kind of clue would you like? Like what he likes as a gift, or what he wants as from a person?
I figured it'd be more likely I could find what he wants from a person. You know, negotiation histories and such.
Number 6 is that he prefers that people do not come to him, but that he goes to people. There are strong passages of extremely assertive individuals just getting kind of bunked out because they're not respectful of him and his time. He's important. He comes to you if he wants to talk.
This is true. I can understand this attitude for a royal.
Additionally, I think you were like doing superfluous research about the area. If there's something else you want to ask, go ahead. Like you've done your work.
I was going for the general layouts of, how he has the place organized, like who or what is in charge of areas, because he can't be the only authority.
Well, the thing is, it's kind of weird. So, you try to look into this, and it's very dodgy about the surrounding areas. Sort of like, how do you explain this? Imagine a book that's like about Germany, and it's like a county in Germany, like a small province, and it talks extensively about the internal logic and how Germany at large works. But anything where those two touch, it's like, it works. People, yes. It is.
How strange.
It is very much as if extreme efforts have been taken to isolate this area from greater interaction. I mean, people come here, merchants come by, trade is made, but it definitely feels like some kind of force is keeping things from spilling over either direction.
That's odd. Why would a place isolate itself so heavily?
Well, it could be isolating itself, or it could be isolated by other forces.
Well, that's going into the notes. Crucius is, of course, taking notes.
Okay, now, first off, this is for you. This is for you, Disney. I want you. You need to look at this. It's the slime tech tree.
Oh my gosh. Slime tech.
Crime slime and chime
Oh.
slime.
With our friend. slime, chime slime, crime slime, mime slime, bedtime slime, time slime, maritime slime, shine slime, ragtime slime, grime slime, time slime, slime slime, nighttime slime, winter slime, time slime, and a prime slime.
I want the prime slime.
Like ragtime slime.
Prime
Yeah,
slime time.
I want chance
I,
slime.
I like bed. I like bedtime slime.
Nighttime slime, baby.
It's sleepy.
Oh yeah,
And I
that's
really
Kirby getting sleep powers.
Yeah, sleep.
also crime slime. He cannot be stopped.
Slime.
He's angry. Kids, you are trying to talk to some Vistani who want to talk you up.
Yes,
As I
sir.
mentioned, it's a diplomacy check and a will save.
Uh, yeah, how
Diplomacy
would
for the wingman and will save for the person going in deep.
Ah, okay. And I'm the ultimate wing lady.
Luckily, you have Shashka who can bite you in the ankle if you get too caught up in like one of their stories.
Bro, bro.
question? How would Hardy obstinacy like would this affect, or is it just general will?
Yeah, I think that just works. Yeah, that just you just get a critical success if they try to because that's kind of what you're going for. So sure,
All right,
because it is a saving throw.
well, I'm sure.
It does fit.
Probably not good.
It's a failure though. Um, Delilah will give you a +2 to that check, but that's still a failure. Like
Oof.
they are good gossip ladies. They know how to wind you around their finger. Would you like to spend a hero point or something? If you have any,
Sure, since everyone else is
you can reroll, or you can add a 2. That might be enough.
I think I'll reroll. Ah!
Lady Luck does not like you, but that is enough.
Yay.
Delilah, you have to spend an inordinate amount of time reminding Martha not to stop. Don't drink that. They put powder in that. God damn it!
You saw
smacking
them
her on the
poison
back of
it.
Like,
Oi.
Shashka is like biting at Martha's ankles the whole way through.
But Delilah, triplets.
This is strawberry flavored.
It tastes just
At
like
least it's not
jam.
grape.
Romeo 1d6 as somehow through all this trying to stop Martha from getting. Ooh man, who knows what these guys would do? Maybe they take your wallet and they kick you in the heck. 1d6 from Martha, please.
1d6 for me.
Because as they try to woo and charm you, they let slip some information.
What?
You learn
Six?
you learn through all this. You know, they kind of let slip in that sense of like, ooh, maybe you like glowing flowers of the night. Apparently, Strahd likes flowers that are illuminant, bioluminating, or magically illuminate.
Bioluminescent.
Yes, flowers that emit light in general. As they try to woo you.
Surprisingly straightforward.
Yes. Following this, however, Martha, you are in dire need of a good nap because that is exhausting as hell.
It's probably just as exhausting for me, keeping
It's-
her in line.
Yes. So Crucius comes back. Crucius comes back like, I read some books.
I learned much more about the law. And Strahd, how did your day go?
Martha is a
don't-
full-on simp.
I imagine that Martha's like,
Martha just got banned from Twitch.
depending on how hard Martha has been dealing with things, like how much she resisted the urge to just, because you know they are trying to hit your soft spots. They are doing the fucking kung fu going for where it hurts the most. So the fact that you had to say no to everything they went with is you probably like sweating bullets at some point of like, man, I want to say yes.
Like it's legit gonna be one of those things I wake up in like a couple months from now thinking, what if?
What if I had eaten those nice looking hors d'oeuvres?
What if I had drunk that thing that they put fucking powder into? Maybe it was just Jello, fucking Jello powder. They were
Maybe I
making,
could have gotten in there.
they were making me Jello in a cup.
Jello shots.
The most adult of drinks. Jello shots. Anyway, the lot of you need a good night's sleep. You have like
Yep.
Yeah.
3 days left, I think, at this point. You spent like 2 days already, yeah. Things are going hard, and you need to start buying those gifts and prepping your boss.
Also, it's like 1:20 in the morning.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So next time, I think we're gonna wrap up the town prep phase, and you guys are gonna see what it's like to go to Ravenloft. Maybe you'll run to some Vistani along the way,
Wow.
Oh god, they're gonna sneak into our camp.
and they're gonna replace all your socks with pink socks. Haha.
Well, that's just
Oh
inconvenient.
no. My edgy aesthetic.
Oh my god, Bella. They're gonna do that thing that we always say Raven does. They're gonna sneak into our camp, take all of our juice and wine, and they're gonna drink all of it until there's like a half a mouthful left. So you don't want to get rid of it, but it's not enough. It just sits there and you hate it.
It's too little to like waste a cup on it, but like too much for to throw
Oh my
away
god.
as is.
That always happens with me with cartons of milk.
Yeah,
Always-
there's a character in a show we watch who can teleport to people she cares. She has a connection to, but she doesn't. And so we always joke that she just teleports to people, goes in, drinks their orange juice, and leaves.
Gosh, I might soon get to do my Strahd voice. I'm so excited.
Oh man.
boy.
Is he gonna be everywhere?
I think what I got in mind for this thing overall, you're gonna wish he was everywhere. Wink. I call that one making you nervous. Anyway, if you want to go to bed, go ahead. I mean, to be fair, Zyla, you sometimes are up like 2 hours longer than this, so please
Yeah,
get
but
control on your
usually it's
life.
because I can't sleep.
You poor softy. So next time, maybe, hopefully, you can teach this nervous man who is like, at this point, probably slightly frustrated with how much you're not around him, helping him. He's like, "Why aren't you helping me?" And maybe just
We're
reassure him
doing
that you are being professional. Show
Well,
him some payoff.
Yeah, we were doing as he asked, but now we'll be 100% Fox 12 time.
Montage time.
So is
Just
he
getting
like?
to do a lot of push-ups.
So
how
what's
is
his
this
relation to Aldrin Foxglove? Is he like a descendant, a cousin, an ancestor?
I was going to just
Well,
leave that
when-
intentionally vague, really.
Like, if we kill Aldrin Foxglove hard enough, does he feel it?
So the thing is, technically speaking, I think Aldrin Foxglove is the last of his entire family. Like, if once he dies, the Foxglove family is just extinct. This is an alternate universe of Strahd already. Like, things aren't how they are supposed to be. So we can always just say that in that one, the heroes were like super cool guys, and they had a wizard and a cleric instead of just one druid, and they managed to undo the curse and everything. they were the
Undo the curse.
they were the iconics, and they did their job perfectly fine. It's like, we need to unlevel for the next AP, and they're like, yeah, unmontage. Fucking idiots. Anyway, yeah, we'll just say that in this one, Aldrin Foxglove got out all right, or maybe he had like a contingency of like, resurrect me in case I fucking die.
And then he got back up and had kids.
He learned his mistakes. He had kids. He looked up to those heroes forever. He's like, man, I really like Catfolk for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was pretty cool.
And Talon, somehow still alive. Thumbs up.
Talent in the middle of Shin Celeste. Man, I can't believe we're fighting the Rune Lord Degree, but at the very least, that one guy was pretty cool.
Man, remember my like? He takes out the locket, which is still in his character sheet, by the way. That he has that. He kept that.
The locket, by the way. So you don't know about this, Dizzy, but locket containing his picture because Foxglove was like, man, he's so cool.
Yeah, that's Foxglove loved Talon apparently. It was gay for him or something.
And Talon decided to keep that locket.
Yeah, and then he came. Then he turned into a smelly, evil clone of my Catboy Swashbuckler, and we killed him. And there's like lock. It's like, oh, that's creepy as shit. I'm keeping this. And so he opens it up and looks in it. It's like, oh wait, that's me. What a beautiful person.
Where did he get this picture?
I always keep What's most important for me? Right by my chest.
Me.
You know,
Just a
someone once
picture
gave
of
me
yourself.
a locket with a picture of the most beautiful person to ever live.
No, no, no. It's like you're standing on the edge of a cliff. You're looking at it blissfully, and it's like, that must be someone they really care about.
It's Talon doing
It's
finger
that fucking
whistles.
meme. God damn it.
Well, I mean, Aldrin had a good reason to like me. I did drop out of a tree and stab an boar right in front of him.
Yes.
I was pretty sweet that day.
And he did give you that pretty neat rapier that you still use.
God, that rapier has so many tactical uses.
It's a rapier that gives a
This-
+10 on any attempt to jump because it's basically a pole vaulting stick.
Yeah, it's a like spring rapier, and it's all mechanical, so that's not the enchantment on it. Talon, counting all his other bonuses, has like 24 in acrobatics. So using that, I get up to into the 30s.
Which you can jump quite high with that. Like almost like 10 feet. Just like straight up. Which
And
is
then I
pretty
use
impressive
daring
considering that's
too.
10 feet, like your feet off the ground 10 feet. Not 10 feet and you can grab the ledge.
Yeah, that's 10 feet from an standing position.
Jesus. Talon the fucking pole vaulter. Gonna go down in history as killing a rune lord.
Look, Talon is going to go down in history for many cool things involving jumping.
By the way, Sal, don't forget to see if you can get someone for tomorrow's Call of Cthulhu
Yeah, I'm checking
one-off.
some people.
And hey, if you like
Since
it,
they're pre-gens, it'd be easy.
yes. And if you like it, Fordlandia.
Look, Fordlandia is the greatest idea any of us have had in our lives. This is going to be amazing.
Since Dizzy wasn't there, how about you tell them, Zyla? You love the story.
Okay, so what do you know about Henry Ford?
He was a gun enthusiast and invented cars.
Okay, first off, he didn't invent cars. He also hated Jews.
Oh.
So in the 20s, he bought a huge chunk of land down in South America so he could make his own little colony there to harvest rubber, make tires, and send them back to America cheaper, called Fordlandia. The place was a massive money sinkhole, never worked, everything went wrong, and they never produced a single tire. They lost an estimate of today's money, $300 million.
So, in case you're very intelligent, doesn't that just sound like something mythosy is happening down there? Like all these accidents, there's not a single tire being produced. Like either he made up all those accidents or something was like that sounds like it's like a mystery that needs solving. Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it sounds like
Yeah.
something that's not right. So what we're gonna have happen in Call of Cthulhu is we're gonna eventually go down there
Yes.
to investigate the elder thing, Henry Ford and his transformer messed up car designs.
It's gonna be in Pulp Cthulhu, which means that dual wielding rules are in effect.
So we can in fact double
God.
gun.
The Pulp Cthulhu rules are hilarious, by the way. They're great.
Also, I know exactly what kind of character I want to build around since we're
Hmm.
apparently using movies as inspiration.
Pulp 1920s. So planes are a bit more than they are, and movies are a bit more than they are. Cause I just fucking like stupid pulp.
I know who I'm gonna use.
There's probably an
I'm gonna
archetype
be
for that.
Spider-Man Noir.
The perfect man for the job.
I go where the wind goes.
God
The
damn it.
wind that smells like rain.
I'm gonna look up the. Let me see if there's an archetype for this. There is Adventure, the archetype.
God, Nick Cage. is
My
the
name is
perfect
Peter
man.
Parker, and I like punching Nazis. A
Hey,
lot.
Henry Ford is a Nazi. You can punch him.
Yeah,
Man,
man
this,
has it coming.
it all works out nicely. Let's see. The pulp archetypes, which change a bunch of stuff about your character. You get extra skill points. You get one of your stats becomes a 90 automatically. Here we go. Adventurer, beefcake, bon vivant, cold-blooded, dreamer, egghead, explorer, femme fatale, grease monkey, hard-boiled, harlequin, hunter, mystic, outsider, rogue, scholar, seeker, sidekick, steadfast, swashbuckler, thrill seeker, two-fisted, heavy machine gun.
I'd be a psychic. Gee willikers.
Gee willikers, Batman. Let me see. Here, let me read it for you. Sidekick. The sidekick embodies aspects of the steadfast rogue and thrill seeker archetypes, usually along a person who is yet to live up to their full potential, someone who seeks to learn from a mentor type figure, or to be content not being the center of attention. Alternatively, the sidekick wishes to belong, to be a hero overshadowed by their peers or mentor. Subordinate sidekick is at times struggling against their usually self-imposed restraints, and venturing off, venturing off on flights of fancy. Sidekicks usually possess a strong moral code or of duty and responsibility. I like the idea. It's like, the fucking weighted clothes thing of like I'm restraining myself. I'm a. I fought those goons as a sidekick, but I'll fight you as the main star. Chops the clothes off.
Ha, you're just a sidekick. Yeah, but the main character's not here. That means I'm the protagonist of my life.
That means I now have a tragic backstory to avenge. Yes, that's so dumb. I love it.
Finally,
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 God
something
damn
bad has
died.
happened to me.
He finally died. Why is that a good thing? Character sheet appears in the air. Sidekick crossed out. Hero.
You have no idea how long I had waited until my dad finally died.
I'm not
God,
allowed to
that's-
kill him. Someone has to.
Like his dad was
That
like a
just
super
reminds
nice
me-
guy, and he was like, my mom died at an early age, and I was optimistic about my odds.
It just reminds me of the plot of Disgaea 3, where a demon kidnaps a hero and steals his title, so the demon becomes the hero, and the hero doesn't have a title anymore, so he's just a regular guy.
Or when you summon Laharl and he loses his Overlord title.
Yeah,
Damn.
God. I
Or my
love that.
favorite one, Disgaea 1, with
Oh, mid boss.
Yes, mid boss. I am the Dark Adonis, the Duke of. No one cares who you are. Your name is mid boss, and his character sheet changes.
Yeah,
His class
From
changes
that
to
point
mid
on.
boss.
and in every subsequent game that he cameos in, he's still mid boss. Because everyone's like, you just give off a real mid boss kind of energy.
You know, like you don't have enough forms to be the final boss, but you're not quite an early boss either. You're also not really a lieutenant, like you're not good at following orders, so you're probably not as lackey. Vengeance.
Despite apparently being incredibly powerful.
So here's
Yeah.
what we're gonna do. Here's my plan for this, Sala. We're gonna run that Call of Cthulhu one off just to get a feel for the system. Then we're gonna do a little Iron Claw one off just to get a feel for the system, and then you can decide which of the two you want to run in for Atlantia. Pulp Cthulhu
That
is extremely
sounds
similar to
fair.
regular Cthulhu, just has a couple of extra stapled on parts to give you extra oomph, including a luck system. And if you go insane, sometimes you just get superpowers, which is hilarious.
I mean,
Yeah,
that just
that's how
sounds
it works
right.
in real life.
No, it's like you go insane, and one of them I think is you just become a fucking murder house. You just go, okay, I've gone mad, but I'm mad with power. Let me look it up for you, because it's great. God damn it, where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Let me see. Here we go. Where's Insane Brutality? Because that's a fun one. Here we go. Insane Talent. Insane Brutality. I'm going to chop you into tiny pieces. The hero rolls all melee damage twice and takes the highest result. The downside is that once they start hitting, they cannot stop. They must continue until they deliver the killing blow. The only thing that will stop them is either being rendered unconscious or someone does a hard fast talk charm or intimidate roll on them. Goddamn. The fun part is you only get one, but it's always fun. And one of them is that you get a bonus die on all of your guns until they're empty. Insane accuracy. That's just great. And the GM is allowed to make up more. Which is hilarious, because you can get stupid guns. Dual wielding. Man. Anyway. Mid-boss class.
Yeah.
I like that his name is
This-
mid-boss. What?
Yeah.
His name.
No one calls
he
him
has a
by his name.
Yeah, he tries to introduce himself, and every single time it's like, no one gives a damn who you are. Your name's mid boss now.
Idonic.
It's so good.
Idonic
This
shot.
Gaia 1 was the best for its amazing self-referential discussions. Gaia starts giving you his backstory, and Etna leans over. Hey, he's like ranting about his backstory. Do we attack? And then your good-natured angel girl. No, we have to let him tell us his dramatic backstory so we can fight him with full knowledge.
What if you
And
like
he just
let's
folds his arms.
Bless
Can I
Flan.
could
She does his best. Does the best.
look when she goes to assassinate you, she makes her own theme song and sings it while going at you, while trying to sneak up on you.
Heck yeah. Anyway,
Or the giant fleet of ships. Wow, we're screwed. No, we just have to yell really loud and gather our energy and destroy them all in one shot.
anyway, you should.
You serious? Ah.
I think that's enough jibber jabbering for now. We'll see about Cthulhu tomorrow and stuff. And see how that works out.
Okay.
It's gonna be a bit lo-fi, but that's just the module.
Good luck with that.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Babu.
Boy,
Bye-bye.
Cypher.